All right, time to recap the best games of week 3 of college football. And let's start in Knoxville. Oh, heartbreaker for the Vols. Georgia wins it 44-41 in overtime, Ted. And there are no moral victories in football. But it kind of feels like both teams are walking away from this one feeling pretty good about things
Yeah,
for weird reasons.
for weird reasons. What a win by Georgia to go in. I mean, they were just getting scorched when that game started. And they found a way to settle in. They got some big turnovers. Um, offensively, they obviously did enough. Ah, Is it weird to say that I'm still not real sure what both of these teams are?
I I think they're both good.
Yes.
Are they elite? I maybe I don't know, but like Kirby Smart is going to be he will not be pleased with the way that defense played. Like that's
No
his
doubt.
thing, man.
That's right.
Ton of yards, ton of points, like you mentioned. Tennessee was carving them up early, but his team just battled through all that in a crazy environment. Got a huge road win where they came back in the fourth quarter, and Gunner Stockton did some really good things.
Yeah, he
They
did.
showed some explosiveness on offense. So Kirby's probably sitting there going, I would have loved for the defense to play better, but our offense showed something that a lot of people thought that they'd be lacking this season. So and then on the other side, if you're Tennessee, if you're Josh Heupel, if you're the other guys in that locker room, you go, hey man, if Max Gilbert makes a kick, we win the game.
It's crazy how a kick changes your entire perspective on a football game, right? Because you have some mistakes out there, right? But if you make the field goal, you just naturally look at it and say, "Hey, that's a really good football team that made some plays on us. There's some stuff we like to have back, but what a game." But you miss the field goal and it's like the focus dials in on those mistakes. It is a game of inches. It really is.
Joey Aguilar wasn't perfect, but he was good, man.
That dude, he throws a nice deep ball.
It goes out of the screen, it goes so high.
Yeah.
I mean, but he threw for 371 and 4 touchdowns, and they lost at home.
Yeah,
I,
I don't know. I'm sure the numbers are out there and people have talked about this, but when's the last time someone threw for 371 and 4 touchdowns against Georgia? It's probably happened, but over the last 8 years, it's probably incredibly rare.
yeah. So, and yeah, he had the 2 interceptions. The second one, the wide receiver just falls down. It's not his fault. So, there are some big plays in this game. I thought maybe the most underrated play of the game, 4th and 3. And I think it was from like the minus 28 or something like that. They're down 21-7 and they convert to Branch on the slant and end up going and scoring on the first play of the second quarter. That kind of stabilized things, or else that thing may have come like completely off the rails for the Dogs.
You lose connection and, think guys just start to fade on you a little bit. But hey, Branch looked exactly like he's been built to look. That dude can fly.
Playmaker,
Yeah.
playmaker. It's and Stockton finds him.
Yeah.
And he does some of the stuff where they just get the ball in his hands real quick and then say, hey man, go be a special athlete. And he rewarded them in a couple
Yep.
of those situations. Brazel had himself a day. 6 for 177 and 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Two of them, Aguilar just threw it up to him and he said, all right, I'm gonna come down with this thing for you, buddy.
I like it. That's something that you go back when Tennessee has been their best. Like last year's version of Tennessee, you go back to like the Hendon Hooker's final year, they were more like this than they have been since. I think they were maybe a little bit better all the way around as a football team, personnel wise, a year ago and in between, but like the explosiveness is back. They didn't have that with Nico.
For a guy who has been like whose ability to pass has been questioned, Gunner Stockton may have the throw of the year in college football. That 4th and 6 from what was it, like the 28-yard line?
Yep.
That ball to Humphreys was an absolute dime.
Yep. High level throw. He's kind of like he reminds me of Mateer in a way that he's just got like a grit to him, like he's not one of those pretty quarterbacks often. There's just some grit and some fire there, just gets it done.
They won the game in overtime the most Georgia way possible. 3 snaps of 13 personnel. It was the rare like walk-off touchdown that went to review, so it was like there was that weird uneasiness
Double
there.
celebration.
Yeah, it just made it a little anticlimactic, but dude, that was a heck of a football game. I think both of these teams are going to be in the mix till the very end. I think they're both playoff caliber teams. I think, but that's a heck of a win by Georgia by any means necessary, man. And they just went to Neyland and won a shootout. Sure.
I know. I thought it was going to be a tight game, but I thought Tennessee was going to win it. And they had the opportunity, but uh, I guess my takeaway as I view everything through an Oklahoma lens, I think we can stand toe to toe with both of those teams right now. So you have to like kind of where you're at. Now, I think Georgia is a team that's going to keep getting better, right? They're younger than they've been over the last couple of years. They've got a new quarterback. Feels like he's starting to get some confidence there. Like we're 3 weeks in, we're in a good spot, but it ain't good enough to finish the year. You're going to have to keep getting better and better week by week.
I would like to point out Georgia not having to kick the extra point in overtime after the touchdown. Significant to many.
Oh my gosh.
Many.
Whew. There was a couple of those floating around out there.
There were. Let's talk about this next game, man. Texas A&M goes to Notre Dame and wins it 41-40. And on the list of ways that you can lose a game as a football player, losing a game because your holder drops a perfect snap on a PAT when you just scored a go-ahead touchdown in the last minutes of a massive game has to be way up there on that list. Absolutely brutal. One job. Catch the snap. Put it down. One job. Brutal way for Notre Dame to lose that game. Yeah, you could say Notre Dame's defense, hey, get a stop. You got to get a stop. You got to make the stop there on 4th down.
Did you see that hold?
It was brutal. I don't know how they didn't call that. The guy got tackled.
Straight up tackled. Credit to the offensive lineman, though. Hey, like,
I was watching it and out loud, my wife was laying in bed. I was laying on the couch watching. I go, that's a hold. Didn't call it. I guess it's not a hold if you don't call it.
I was ball watching. I had them as my upset of the week, so I was hooting and hollering and yelling. That was after the Notre Dame botched extra point. That was a nervous extra point for Texas A&M.
The blocking tight end with the game-winning touchdown is just insult to injury for Notre Dame. What is it? It's 4th and goal from the 11-yard line. Marcel Reed throws it up to a blocking tight end. He comes down with it.
Hey, credit. I thought Marcel Reed, even though he was banged up, what a gutsy performance.
Do not look at the stat line. Do not look at the box score for Marcel Reed. It is not indicative of how well that guy played in this game.
Yep.
I thought he was the difference in the game. I thought he was the difference in the game for Texas A&M. Some of the throws he had, and remember, that was a big question mark surrounding him coming into this season. Like, hey, can this guy throw the ball? Having Concepcion and Craver certainly helps.
Yeah.
They may have the best 1-2 in all of college football, wide receiver.
Say what you want about A&M. They've had their ups and downs, but that's a talented football team, talented on defense, talented at wide out. Like, they got some dudes on that team. If they can pull it all together, they're going to be dangerous.
They're talented on defense, but I'm not sure they're very good on defense, Ted.
They seem undisciplined at a minimum.
I was underwhelmed by both defenses in this game.
I love that Elko went over there and lit into those guys.
Did he throw a chair? I think he threw
Yeah.
a chair.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. But as we all expected with these two teams, just a shootout in South Bend. Dude, the overhit in the first half.
It's crazy.
I guess you never know what type of game you're going to get. There were guys running open all over the field, and there were some high level running back play in this game.
Yeah.
You look at, Price and Love for Notre Dame, and then Moss for Texas A&M. Those are three Sunday backs right there, brother.
Yep.
Any big takeaways either side? I kind of feel like Marcus Freeman and that culture at Notre Dame is going to get tested a little bit because it kind of feels like their college football playoff hopes are dead.
Yeah. You got to win out, and I'd have to go back and look at their schedule. If I remember, it was super front loaded. And, I don't know. We'll see with them. Like, this is one of those years where it still kind of feels like there's not going to be an undefeated team. I don't know. Like, it's so hard to remember everyone's schedules. There's some people in the Big Ten that have some easier schedules than what you see in the SEC by a million miles. So maybe it happens, but maybe it's one of those years where 10-2 with the two losses that they have ends up being a really nice resume, but it's going to be tough. They very early in the season, their backs are against the wall and they can't have any more mistakes the rest of the year.
It's one of those years where you go, hey, Notre Dame, if you were in a conference, you'd be able to play yourself back into this thing. Like if they were in the ACC, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they ended up playing a rematch against Miami in the ACC championship game with a chance to go to the playoff if they won it. But this is a price that they were willing to pay with the independents.
Was that a fake Brett McMurphy thing going around about joining a conference?
He was trying to be funny. Brett tries to be
like,
funny.
I saw that. I was like, that there's no way that's real.
No, Brett tweeted it.
It was real, but not.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah.
It was a joke. Yeah.
Well, good, because I laughed at it.
So did I.
I was like, whatever.
The only other thing from this game is I just can't believe Texas A&M won the game in those jerseys. Those are not big game jerseys, but hey, they managed to overcome it and win a massive game wearing those jerseys. It did.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious to see where A&M goes. I think that, defensively, like we said, they've got a lot of talent. If the discipline comes, they're going to be dangerous. And if Marcel Reed continues to be, he's a dangerous runner. We all knew that. But if he continues to refine his game and be a better all-around quarterback, they could be dangerous.
Next game, last game. Florida went to Death Valley at night, and we watched DJ Lagway in his first SEC road start completely melt down in front of all of our eyes. That was an absolute disaster for Florida's quarterback. It honestly got to a point where I started feeling bad for him. That's how bad it got. He melted down in front of 102,000 people at Tiger Stadium. He
Yeah.
lost his team the game. Like, I think if they would have played a different quarterback, they may have won the game because that defense played really well. And he just couldn't stop throwing it to the other team. It was crazy.
5. And yeah, I mean, you could probably count on one hand the amount of against legitimate competition that teams have turned the ball over that much and won a football game. Turns out practice is important at quarterback, right? And the amount of time that he missed, it was a talking point for us all the way through the offseason. I think that tells the story with Florida right now. A lot of people had them making a run this year because they've got some talent. They running game, offensive line, the backfield, D line. They have some guys, but if your quarterback's throwing 5 picks, you ain't going to go nowhere. I'm starting to question LSU a little bit too. How are you on LSU?
Don't ask Brian Kelly about the offense or else he'll freak out on you.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand his response. I mean, I think it is the right response, but
It's a fair question, man. Now, should it be the first question you ask in the post-game press conference? No.
right.
No, that's got to be down the line. Like, hey, coach, congrats on the amazing win. Any concerns that your offense doesn't seem to be able to quite find a rhythm? Probably get a different response down the line in a press conference from Brian Kelly. But there's no doubt that offense it is not humming the way that everyone thought it would, including me.
Yep.
They're having trouble running it. Garrett Nussmeier isn't like they're not producing big explosive plays in the passing game. Like that offense does not look the way that a lot of people thought it would. And it's not that big of a deal though, because they're playing really good defense.
Right. Yeah. Defense has been the big surprise for LSU. Again though, like LSU was what, number 3 this week? It's another top 5, top 10 team that I look at and I say, not scared of that matchup. I think we can stand toe to toe with them, and you have to like where you sit right now. Got to continue to get better. I'm going to keep hammering that home. Like how good you are today doesn't really get you anything at all. So, but I love that there's so many big games that's what the great thing about being in this conference. There's so many big games now that directly impact you as a team. It just changes the way you watch a lot of these games. At least it does for me.
It changes the way you feel about your football team.
Yeah.
The results of these other big games, you're like, oh, okay. It is a lot of fun. I would like to point out that LSU put that defensive performance together with Whit Weeks, the leader of that defense, getting thrown out on the first drive of the game on what I believe was, I don't think it was a malicious hit at all, but the targeting rule sucks. I feel like I got to say that one more time. But it feels like LSU's got one of the better defenses in the country, Ted. And the reason Lagway had to throw it so much was they completely shut down that Florida running game, which is supposed to be a big strength of that team. Also, why did Billy Napier not pull Lagway? Like, dude, he was throwing interceptions into double and triple coverage. It was clear he wasn't seeing it. And he just kept dropping him back and say, hey, go figure it out, DJ.
I don't know.
I thought that was a mistake from Napier. I thought the play calling wasn't great. I thought they should have just kept trying to run it more when you knew your quarterback was struggling the way he was. But also, I don't know their backup situation, but it couldn't have been any worse than that.
You would think not. I mean, you kind of like in this game, yes. Um, but I guess the amount of pressure he's under, it's like he's backed into a corner. Like what do you what's the move you make? And if you pull him and you go out there and you're back up, the results are very similar, and you're not out of a football game. It's like there's almost because of where he is right now, there's almost no right move. I don't know it, but I'm with you. At some point, you got to say, okay, not your night.
There were some throws in that game from Lagway where you just go, okay, yeah, I get it. I see it. But he was just, I mean, he was reckless with the football.
Yep.
5 interceptions, one was a pick six. Like that 10-point gap when he was dropping back late, it felt massive. They were right in the game, even though he couldn't stop throwing it to LSU's defense.
I know. Which you go back to last year, and there was a lot of YOLO throws early in the season with him, but he got better and better as the year went on because he missed the entire offseason. Like there hasn't been any real progression. He's starting this season, it feels like, at the same place he started last season. So, and it's put them with their schedule and what they're staring down, it's put them in a very difficult place.
Nussmeier had one of the most casual interceptions I've ever seen in the fourth quarter of that game. What was that?
I I saw that same exact throw like 3 times yesterday. Guys, little scramble under pressure out on the right and throwing it back. Malachi Nelson had the exact same throw in the UTEP Texas game, which we'll get to, but um yeah, that was not good.
It was like it's like he forgot it was a game and it wasn't practice. That's how it looked. Like he's just like, there you go. It was
That's like the
crazy.
I mean, you don't even have to have been around football, but that is like the cardinal rule of quarterbacking, right? Would you scramble, throwing it late back over the middle?
Big win.
Yep.
LSU wins at 20-10, and the Florida Gators. I I'm not really sure how bad they are. I think they're pretty good on defense, but the vibes in Gainesville not good.
No, because it's like you don't have any rest. Who do they have Miami this week
Is that this week?
or next? I don't know. I could be wrong on that.
Well, let's look it up real quick.
I'm trying to, but I'm not going anywhere.
I do not
Miami,
see.
yes,
Oh,
at Miami. Oh yeah,
sus-
that's the game day game, I think.
suspicious line. Miami currently a 3-point favorite.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Interesting.